Uh,
Did he look alive to you?
he's supposed to be alive.
Yeah.
He looks pretty dead right there.
Okay, that's why I asked.
I'm gonna just back it up 10 seconds to see if it shows him like twitching or anything.
Yeah.
Nope. Looks like he's pretty still to me.
I certainly could wait to ask you what I'm about to ask you.
Alright, well, let's start recording then.
We are. Yeah.
Okay.
I could wait until the end of us talking about some other things before I ask you if did Aemond intentionally burn up his bro?
100%.
Is that in the book?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So
spoilers.
Spoilers. Welcome to Maybe We'll Fire in Blood, a one-shot, unedited
All right.
podcast reaction to House of the Dragon.
Yeah, I haven't quite figured out how those last like 4 words go together. But yeah, that was as you predicted, action-packed, and yes. I was shocked. I am aghast.
I know this is a one take, but hit pause for a minute. I'm going to step away for just a second to get some water.
Just this time, I'm going to cut this part. All right. There has been a thunderstorm just nonstop, just every evening, and at some point during most of the days lately. Yeah, so it doesn't look great for old King Aegon.
No, it doesn't. I was just watching that scene again because I was trying to clock what Aemond was doing with his sword.
Oh man, yeah, that's
because it does kind of look like he was about to put it back in his scabbard and stopped even as Cole was calling out to him. It didn't look like he had it out to kill his brother, but he definitely
did kill him. Maybe not with a sword.
He definitely made a play to kill his brother. And hey,
he might be alive.
Aegon is not actually dead, yeah. But you know who is dead?
Oh,
is
man.
Rhaenys Targaryen, the queen who never was.
That's very sad. She had some great scenes.
Yeah.
She had some moments of great determination.
Yeah. And I like the book description of it. Then came an answering roar. 2 more winged shapes appeared. The king assigned Sunfire the Golden and his brother Aemond upon Vhagar. Criston Cole had sprung his trap and Rhaenys had come snatching at the bait. Now the teeth closed round her. Princess Rhaenys made no attempt to flee. With a glad cry and a crack of her whip, she turned Melis towards the foe. So yeah.
Cool.
I like that. That's very cool. And they did the same thing here. She's like, she had a chance to get away clean.
Yeah.
You know, after Sunfire went down, but she saw Vhagar there, and she knew what was up, and she's like, okay, well, there's one thing to say, like, you know, Sunfire's down, but they're still going to take Rook's Rest right now, and Vhagar's still flying around there, so.
These are pretty cool looking dragons.
Yeah, these are pretty cool looking dragons.
So Criston Cole's plan to threaten Rook's Rest and draw out Rhaenyra.
Yeah, he was hoping to draw as it's described in the book, and as I understand, it's pretty much the same in the show. Is he's hoping to draw a dragon, any dragon. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's
Doesn't matter, and whoever comes out, Vhagar's going to eat them. It's a pretty straightforward plan, you know. And this is pretty much Aemon's whole shtick is just, I have the biggest dragon, so I'm just going to fucking kill everybody in my way.
Yeah. We'll
I guess
see how
he.
long that continues to work out for him, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess he got tired. I guess he got tired of his brother bullying him.
Yeah, and yeah, humiliating him in a brothel. He was
Yeah,
like, you know what, the next time we're at war together and I see you flying around, I'm gonna accidentally cook your ass. Do dragons explode when they crash land?
I don't think so.
It
I
sure
think
seemed like
it sure
Rhaenys
seemed like
is
it.
old lady Targaryen. Rhaenys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it sure
Also,
seemed like her like Malice.
yeah, Melis it's
Malinus.
kind of exploded.
It sure
Melis.
seemed, yeah. But even
It,
Sunfire looked like a little bit when it landed.
Sun, Sunfire also looked like he kind of
Yeah,
exploded. I think it's partly the idea of like the impact of something so big hitting the ground, moving so fast,
sure.
but also the dragon probably lets out like a sort of like last
Yeah.
spasmodic gasp of fire.
I'm picturing like its lungs bursting with, yeah, magical
Yeah,
fire that's now burning uncontrollably as the creature
yeah.
dies.
A dragon's blood is like burning hot. Like you could see when Sunfire flew over the battlefield and his blood was dripping out from the wounds on his
Sure.
belly.
Yep, yep, yep.
The soldiers were like screaming and burning from the blood. So yeah, um,
So Kristen kind of got what he wanted his plan to do, but
but
boy, lot of
Aemon
people
decided.
fucked.
Aemon, yeah. Well, I mean, it's war. He knew people were gonna get killed. That's what he's out for. But yeah, wow. You know, in the
He
book is
barely did not get killed.
yeah, in the book is portrayed as like Aegon and Aemond are together, and they
Mm,
ambush Maelys at the same time. Um,
okay.
but yeah, here they portray it more as like Aegon got drunk and decided to
Yeah.
do something with
They
a
told
captain.
me, Mom told me not to do anything, and I don't quite like the taste of being told what to do, especially if it's nothing. So let's go.
Let's go. If there's one thing I can do, I can jump on the back of this dragon and have it breathe fire at motherfuckers. Um, and you know, assuming another dragon doesn't come to fight you, that's actually probably pretty good, right? Like, there's very minimal chance that he could have gotten hurt if no other
If
dragon
right,
came along. You know,
he
unfortunately,
wasn't
another
entirely aware that the
along.
plan was
Yeah,
to get one to come along.
I think he kind of was because
Yeah, he
I
was.
think
He had
that's kind
argued
of
about this
he's
plan.
arguing about Rook's Rest with his
Yeah,
brother. His brother kind of tells him very coldly in Valyrian,
yeah.
like, "We know what we're doing. Shut up."
Hmm.
You know, if do you have an actual better idea? Because if not, then shut up. You know, and you know, and then he goes to his mom, and his mom says the same thing. His mom says, "Shut up."
Yeah, she really does. That was a fun scene.
Yeah,
She's really like everyone around here has
yeah,
had a handle on what's going on for quite some time, and you're
like,
really kind of not. You don't seem on board. You're really not with it. So
can you please get with it?
yeah,
And his response was, "I'm gonna ride my fucking dragon into war."
I'm gonna drink a whole bunch of wine and fly off to war, and it's gonna
Yeah,
turn out great for everybody. Yeah, it would
yeah,
have been great if there weren't enemy dragons there. It would have been
yeah.
fine.
Would have been fine. And I mean, honestly, drinking a lot of wine before you go to war is pretty traditional.
I mean, it really seemed like Kristen Cole had shit under control.
He did. For Aemond, though, it was like this was like the best day of his life. He was like, my idiot brother is going ahead of me. Awesome. You go.
Yeah,
You go. I'll just wait over here for a little
let's see
bit.
what happens.
This could be pretty good. Oops. I accidentally hit you. I was aiming at the other guy.
I
All
wonder
right.
how much of that Kristen Cole saw and or processed in the time that I almost feel when Aemond was putting the sword away, I was
Yeah.
thinking to myself, Kristen Cole knows exactly what has happened here.
Oh yeah,
and
he's
that's going
not.
to be a
He's
problem. I thought he
he's
was
not
going to
like
kill Kristen in this episode, like right
Aemon.
now.
Aemon is his best bro, though. Aemon and
Well,
Kristen are best bros.
Aemon seems to. Well,
As
he
as
has killed one of his real bros here, and
fair,
plenty
I
of
was
other
about to say
people in his
as
mad Targaryen.
as
You
far
know,
as yeah, I mean as far as like the best bros go for a dude like him.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
I liked the little dream sequence of Damon seeing himself with the eye patch, like
Yeah,
making really explicit what we all know that Aemond is just a little version of Damon.
yes,
Um, and I really thought about that when I was looking at the two of them looking at Aegon and Aemond sitting at opposite ends of the council table.
yeah, okay,
In this episode, I was like, these guys really, the dynamic between the two of them very closely mimics Viserys and Daemon.
yep, totally,
Um,
totally. It's great.
yeah,
These
it's
fucking Targaryens.
as the older one is sort of feckless and indecisive and wishy-washy, and the younger one is impetuous and really good at killing people, so that's what they love to do. And
Impetuous and sociopathic.
yeah, impetuous psychopaths. Um, Aemond is willing to take the step that Daemon never was, though, of actually raising his hand against his brother,
Boy,
of actually going for it. And
I can't
again,
wait to see what happens.
doing it in a really good, sneaky way, like, oh, sorry, I was aiming for
Yeah.
Melees.
There was a battle of dragons in the air. People were blowing fire at each other left and right. This shit happens.
Yeah, that shit happens, bro. Sorry.
It sure seemed like he did accidentally kill Luke, but maybe he also kind of got a taste for it.
Yeah, I think undoubtedly
He was
he
kind
got
of
a,
like, no,
he got a taste
but
for that.
but he didn't quite manage to stop. What's the big one's name?
Vagar.
Real cool. I love all the ropes hanging on him. I love his huge feet. I love
Yeah.
these. This is like really good. Like it almost like the dragons in Game of Thrones looked good, but I mean that was more than 10 years ago,
Yeah, Mama Vagar.
roughly. But
Yeah,
Vhagar
seriously.
rules.
This Vagar is a she-dragon
Ah.
too. And from the descriptions, it's very likely she's like the egg mother or grandmother of some of these dragons she's chomping on.
Oh man, that's very sad.
Yeah,
I don't
but
really like seeing dragons fight each other. That makes me
but
sad.
she does not give a shit. Oh my god, the
Oh my
dragon
God,
fights.
crazy.
Dragon
Really
fights
crazy.
are so good. This was such a good dragon fight episode.
Yeah.
It was so fucking ridiculous.
Shit is awesome.
This shit is awesome. This was the sort of like, I knew this was from reading the book. This was the first big real dragon battle. Like Vagar and Arrax is just like a little taste. There's more like a cat playing with a mouse.
Yeah,
It's not really
not even a
what
yeah.
it's not a fight. This is like the Battle of Rook's Rest is a fight. And it did not disappoint.
Kristen Cole surrounded by corpses.
Yeah.
People
Birds.
vaporized in their armor.
Yeah. Great plan, Kristen. Did it work?
I
You
mean,
feel
yeah,
good
that's
about
right.
this plan?
I
You
don't
feel
know
good about this
that
plan now?
he might not feel good about it. It did technically,
It did technically work.
to some extent. It worked to their advantage. One of the leaders and also dragons of their enemies has
Was
been defeated.
and
But at what cost?
she happened to fall right on the fucking curtain wall of Rook's Rest too. So everyone, all of the army outside can just rush right in. Also very convenient.
Yeah, and really, most of the people that got burned to death were the people that he had just, more or less enslaved yesterday.
Yeah,
There are lots of Targaryen men
Yeah, I was
in the
noticing
back lines.
exactly, but I was noticing because I'm such a fucking grim dork.
Yeah.
That the shields of the guys that he had in the front lines of his army were
Tell me what they all look like, please.
Rosby, Stokeworth, and Duskendale. The three castles that he forced to join him, basically, as he marched towards Rook's Rest.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah.
the least loyal and like the least valuable troops he just stuck in front. You guys are bait for the dragons. Good luck.
What are the crests of those houses?
I only remember Duskendale because I was thinking about Duskendale recently about something, and theirs is unique. They have 7 white crests
Okay, yep, that's the
on their shield because 7 members of their family have been in the King's Guard.
Oh, okay. Okay,
There've
that's
been
cool.
7 or 9, something like that. There's a bunch of white shields anyway
Yeah,
on
yeah,
on
yeah.
their shield. It's sort of like their point of honor because like there was a Darkland in the first King's Guard, I think, for Aegon the Conqueror, and it's been
Okay.
very common for Darklands to go and join the King's Guard. They think of themselves as big badasses and whatnot.
One of them, yeah. So one of them had those almost a checkered pattern, and
Yeah,
one of them was
uh,
green with some type of animal, and then there
yeah,
was a
like
third house of the yeah.
yeah. I did the others. I don't remember off the top of my head. I just remember Duskendale for that reason. But yeah, I'm sure if I was even more of a dork, I would be able to tell you for sure. But that mean, obvious kind of thing. Like, yeah, stick the guys in front that we don't care about.
Yep.
Yep.
Especially because we're trying to trick a dragon into coming
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, you guys are the dragon bait. Have fun.
The
Uh,
the queen's brother is not having a great time. He doesn't like Kristen. He doesn't like Kristen's plan. He doesn't like getting beat up, which he is getting.
yes.
Queen
He is
Allison's brother.
he is kind of one of those dudes with an eminently punchable face, though.
Totally. He is a high.
Yeah.
He's a high. Wow. Wow.
High tower.
A
He's a high
tower. Yeah,
tower.
wow. I
Yeah.
couldn't get that out.
I think he's Allison's older brother,
Hmm.
maybe younger brother. I mean, I don't think it matters. Otto is not in line to become Lord of Hightower. Like that's his older brother,
Right. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
his nephew. So it's like, he's out there making his name with the army instead of back at the Hightower running the joint.
Really a punchable looking guy.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. You can. Yeah. And he's got a punchable attitude on him.
Yeah,
He
on
does
him. He
not.
really
He was
does.
not down with this plan.
He's not down with any of these plans.
Yeah.
He's questioning Kristen Cole at every opportunity. Also doing very stupid things like last episode, like we're gonna ride out to an inn and get drunk,
Right. Yeah. Uh huh.
and then they almost get cooked by a dragon.
I'm
You
going
know,
out to Hightower. I'm gonna behave
yeah.
however I like because who gives a
And
shit?
and the only reason you didn't get cooked by a dragon was because Rhaenyra Targaryen specifically told her little niece Baela, "Don't actually set anybody on fire. Just go look, okay?
Which
Otherwise,
you gotta say that. You gotta make sure
you gotta
someone
make
says
sure to
that
say
when you
that."
send
Yeah,
the kids out.
because honestly, I mean, if she hadn't said that, Baela probably would have cooked them, and then the course of the war might have been very different.
Yeah, that might change a few things. Queen might have gotten a little madder a little quicker.
Yeah, maybe not. Kristen Cole is not super um like competent or anything. He's just kind of there.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
He's doing a fine job. He's not flying a dragon around or doing something important.
Yeah, right.
So have we met Alice Rivers before in Harrenhal being spooky?
All she did last episode was when everybody came out to bend the knee to Damon after he took the castle. She kind of floated out ethereally in the background.
Okay, yep.
And then when he woke up from his first sleepwalk in front of the weirwood tree, she was standing there in the dark with the hood up, and she's like, "You will die in this place."
Right.
And then walks off.
Okay. Yep. Spooky shit. Yeah.
So again, doing spooky shit, and she's like, "Here, take these drugs," and he's like, "Okay."
Yeah, I love taking drugs, boy, and it shoots him forward in time until later that afternoon or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And it looks like he still has the same cup in his hand. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just
but now he's dressed and everything.
Yeah, so she knocks his memories out for 12 hours or so.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not speculate, I guess. She was sort of indicating maybe it would be fun if she was impregnated by him. So, so let's not speculate, I guess.
Yeah. We were talking before about how there's that theory that Laris is a skin changer and a green seer. And, thinking about it more now,
this woman...
I used to think that this theory, I'm like, that's a dumb theory. He's just a sneaky dude. He doesn't have to be a green seer. And then I thought about it more, and I'm like, wait, Alice Rivers is actually like supposed to be his half sister, or
something,
or possibly like his aunt, depending on which story in Fire and Blood is true. And so she's related to him anyway. She's a bastard, and they both are apparently infected with this weird Harrenhal madness.
Yes.
Like the curse has seeped into their bones, and now they are creatures of darkness. She's like a weird evil witch, and he is like a club-footed ward or something.
And the Strongs are all like descended from the first men and worshipping the old gods. And what's up? What happened to the Weirwoods? Did Harren chop the Weirwoods down? And
Yep. Black Harren chopped the Grove of Weirwoods down to build his castle on top of their spot. Black Harren, the Ironborn, worship the drowned god. They don't give no fucks about no trees.
Sure. I feel like the Strongs probably are into weirwood trees.
Yeah, probably. There's a lot of the sort of descriptions you get in the books are that, people in the Riverlands are mostly worshiping the Seven.
Right, yeah, but there's
still like there's still some undercurrents. There's still God wars. There's still like one or two houses that are like openly still worshiping the old gods, not the new gods, like the Blackwoods. There's always like this undercurrent of like weird spooky forest magic happening.
I love that.
The Riverlands.
I love weird spooky forest magic. That's like one of my favorite things.
Yeah. So yeah, and Daemon is getting a whole shitload of weird spooky forest magic, and Laris fucking Strong at the council meeting is like, "Don't worry about Daemon. The castle will drive him mad." Like,
my sister is drugging him right now.
Like, wait, what? Seriously, Laris, this is your
plan? Though. That's the plan at the council.
Your castle is going to make gay.
Everyone was like, well, let's see. Well, let's see what happens, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he follows it up with actually more of a plan. He's like, listen, it's actually like it's a really actually shitty castle.
Yeah.
And it's going to take a long time for all those Riverlords to come and get together. And in the meantime, Kristen and Aemon can get some shit done. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, what can you tell me? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I'm done.
Oh, I was going to say, what can you tell me about the strategic importance of Rook's Rest other than how did he know that would draw dragons out?
It has no strategic importance. That's the trick.
That's sort of what I was getting. Yeah,
it's just sort of like out there on a peninsula, visible from Dragonstone. Like you can see it from Dragonstone or something like that.
Okay.
If you're flying a little high,
he was like, "We're going to make trouble on their doorstep."
Yeah, exactly. Okay. The whole thing was really a ploy. It was all part of the ploy. To draw out the dragon so that Vhagar could kill one, and again it's definitely not one of those things intended as like a war winning kind of move, but it's like, hey, we need to start making some moves. You know, dragons are the most important resource that either side has. You know, money is important, armies are important, navies are important, all that stuff is important. Um, you know, how many lords are sworn to each side and so forth and so on. But dragons are your trump cards, and each side has only got so many,
Yep.
and it's a good tactical move to see if you can pull one, you know, draw one out and kill it. And they did. But they lost one dragon doing it, which was not part of the plan. So kind of an even trade?
Well, I mean, one side lost their whole king, probably, mostly.
Yeah.
Probably mostly.
As Princess Rhaenys pointed out right before she flew off to battle, Meleys was the largest of the black dragons and the most battle tested, perhaps other than Caraxes. Yeah, Meleys was an old dragon. Meleys was the first dragon. Yeah, you know, it's funny too, or interesting maybe. Meleys was the dragon ridden by Balon the Brave's wife, the mother of King Viserys and
Oh.
Daemon.
Okay.
That was the original. She was Meleys' original writer, but again, she died very young.
When or where is... Oh man, Balron the Black Dread?
Valerian the Black Dread, yeah.
Is he earlier than this?
Yeah, he was Aegon's mount, the biggest dragon.
Oh, he was the one that did the conjuring.
Yeah, he did the
conjuring. Oh, okay.
And he was very old. He was the last of the living dragons that Aegon's ancestor had flown from Valyria to Dragonstone when they fled the Doom. So Balerian's last rider was King Viserys, actually, King Viserys the First.
Is that not our King Viserys?
Yeah, our King Viserys.
Oh, it is our... Okay, cool.
Yeah,
oh, cool. Wow, that's great.
He got on Balerion when he was like 17 years old, and he flew Balerion like literally once or twice.
Yeah.
And then the dragon died of old age. And he never claimed another dragon after that.
He just made a Warhammer table for the rest of his days. I love it.
Yeah.
I love that he said to make a model of the city.
Yeah.
I say that a lot, but I find it very charming of old King Viserys. I liked him. Everything was fine.
Yeah. I mean, he could have done a little bit better to kind of make sure that his succession was set up a little bit stronger.
He really thought that everyone related to him was going to be nice and get along. He really thought everything was just going to be fine.
He thought people. He's like, I know everybody is not necessarily friends, but really, there's no way like Alicent and Rhaenyra and Aegon and Aemond and like my children start trying to actually start to fucking murder each other. That's not gonna happen.
The last
way
of our noble family, the last of our dragons.
Yeah.
Man.
Before the deaths of the dragons, the last time a dragon was pitted against a dragon was during Maegor the Cruel's reign. Something like 80 years earlier, when he killed his
wives.
He killed his nephew.
He killed lots of people related to him.
He killed lots of people, but he killed his nephew, who should have been the rightful heir to his brother's throne.
Mm-hmm.
He killed his nephew Aegon the Uncrowned and the dragon Quicksilver. That was that the kid was riding. He was riding Balerion doing that.
Oh man!
It's a very similar thing to Aemond and Vhagar. It's like, I've got the biggest dragon
Yep.
around, so all of you have to fucking do what I say, or I will eat you.
That's the fucking law.
That's
That's how it works.
that's the law. Do what I say, or my dragon eats you. And I mean, that only works so far, as Maegor eventually found out, and
We'll see.
we'll see how Aemond eventually finds out.
That dragon is getting old.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Um,
We met Oscar Tully,
Oscar Tully,
grandson of Grover.
grandson of Grover Tully. I am a little disappointed that they don't have
They didn't mention
uh,
Kermit and Elmo.
Kermit. Yeah, because the way that the Tully family is supposed to be is like Lord Grover,
Yep.
his grandson Elmo, and
Oh,
Elmo's two sons Kermit and Oscar. And so this, I think they're simplifying it because in the story it was like Sir Grover eventually dies of old age during the dance, and Sir Grover or Sir Elmo takes over as Lord Elmo,
oh wow.
but he has a very
Sounds
short reign.
dangerous.
He has a very short reign. He accidentally falls off his horse or eats a bad oyster or something like that and dies
Man,
after only like 40 days as Lord of Riverrun on the march to war. He's never even in Riverrun, and
that's
his
like
and his son Kermit takes over. And Kermit's younger brother is Sir Oscar, who is like they're both young Tullys, but they're both eager to prove themselves and like young battle hungry uh men. So
we'll see if we see Kermit.
we'll see if we see Kermit. I think they decided maybe that it's too silly, and maybe all to simplify the
Oscar and
things.
Grover are the least conspicuous names out of the bunch.
Yeah, yeah, for real,
If
for
they were
real.
trying to, and at least they acknowledged it. It's very. I got a kick out of it. I'm glad you told me about that
Yeah,
because
it's
I was like, yeah,
because it's funny, and
yeah,
he does little things like in the book, like he consistently describes them as like, you know, they're such
Muppets.
they're such no, they're such green boys. They're only 17, green as the summer grass.
That's delightful.
Just so good.
Where's their monstrous bastard brother, the Cookie Monster?
Cookie Monster.
And this one we made a fool. His real name was Derek, but they call him the Monster of Cookies. He's been tattooed blue because,
He
we like being cruel to people.
he got lost on a he got accidentally caught by slavers one time
Right,
before
yeah,
he
yeah, of course.
bought his wife free.
As it happens, yeah. Yeah, he was a
Yeah,
lost bastard cousin or some shit.
yeah.
Dude, the
Anyway,
history of let us yeah, I mean I also say this every week, but let's at least talk about Song of Ice and Fire RPG again.
yeah, we should. I
I
had
love
this
making
feeling.
shit up about this stupid
I
world.
Yeah, me too. I had this feeling today that I was like, I almost enjoy like creating an idea for a game in my head
Yeah.
more than actually running the game.
That is a true thing and a phenomena
Yeah,
that I don't know if that's common, but yeah.
yeah,
I don't know if everyone feels that way, but yeah,
yeah.
totally.
Um, but yeah, no, I was trying to review the rules
Right, yeah. How to
of the
actually
game again,
yeah.
how to actually run the game a little bit more today, and
Cool.
see how it goes. But
Yes, I
yeah,
mean if as always, I mean it's hot and everyone's dying, but if
yeah, yeah.
if there's an evening this week and people are free, yeah, or if it's just you and I, yeah, let's talk about it.
All right.
Um,
Um, anything else to say about episode 4, which we still do not have titles for episodes. Maybe if I go back and reload HBO Max now, like 2 hours after it's come out, it'll actually have the episode title.
My final note is that we still have not seen very much of Rhaenyra, and I miss her.
The Red Dragon and the Gold, episode 4.
Oh, all right, great. The Red Dragon and the Gold. Cool.
Yeah.
Man, the poor Red Dragon and the Gold.
Yeah, the Red Dragon and the Gold, aka the ones that got killed. Or, well, technically the Gold one isn't dead yet, but
I'm real interested to see what they do with Aegon.
Yeah.
It almost, I mean, this episode, there you could definitely read the ending that Aemond has killed him with the sword just now.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Well, it does look like he's walking up to him from a ways away.
It does, but we don't know how long he's been there, what's going on, how aware he is that Kristen is coming.
Yeah, but he absolutely 100% did cook him with Vhagar.
He did that. Yeah, I was very surprised.
It was very.
Yeah, everyone knows. Spoilers.
As soon as Aemond flew overhead, as soon as Aemond saw him fly overhead and said "idiot," and then told Vhagar to wait, I was like, "Oh, okay."
At the very least, he's letting it happen, hoping that it happens. Yeah.
Yeah. So then I wasn't really surprised at all when he made his move. I was like, "Oh, he's finally decided he's had enough of his brother bullying him." He's like, "You motherfucker, I have been out here doing all this shit for you.
Yep.
For our family.
And you humiliate me in the brothel in front of Lady Sylvia.
Yeah, in front of your cronies.
his Bozo Kingsguard that bump into each other.
Yeah, in front of Larys Strong looking in the background. I didn't see that until later. Larys is in that brothel when they go in there.
Did you notice that somebody's getting a blowjob?
Yeah, they gave it. They had just straight up blowjob.
Like a penis is being. There's penetration happening on this show. Yeah. I didn't mention it last week because there was plenty of other things. But
but that was also what was distracting.
That also happened in that brothel. At the time, I was aghast.
Yeah, I was aghast too, and that's why I didn't notice Larys, and I didn't mention it last week.
That's how you hide a sneaky character in the background. Put a blowjob right in the full frontal center of the camera.
You put him way off behind a blowjob so you don't notice him.
Hit him, a classic trick. Hide him behind a blowjob.
Yeah, someone else pointed that out. I saw somewhere, and then I went back and I was like, "Holy fuck! It really looks like he's there." Yeah, lurking everywhere.
Lurking everywhere, controlling rats, haunted by Harrenhal.
Haunted with like the ghosts of fucking
the ghosts
dead.
Of Ironborn kings.
Eating his soul and his bastard half-sister's soul or whatever, and they're
cursed from sleeping in a house where they cut down the weirwoods. Just all kinds of things happening in old Larys Strong.
Constantly dripping. Yeah. Yeah, Larys Strong is becoming much more of an interesting character to me now. I don't know why I never really thought about the connection between Larys Strong and Alys Rivers in Fire and Blood all that much. Probably because they never really talk about it. They don't really. They're never really in the same place at the same time, and it's just. I don't know. It never really comes up, like why they would have any interaction or involvement. But like of course now that I'm seeing it like in front of me, and I see Larys dropping his stupid ass, like really obvious hints, like Harrenhal will drive him mad or whatever, or like whatever. Like Harrenhal is a quagmire that will ensnare him. You know, I'm like, oh, of course.
Oh yeah, this guy's spooky.
This makes a lot more sense now. And now I'm on board with this theory that he's a warg or something weird. Like, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so that's episode 4.
Episode 4.
Thanks, man.
It had the fire and it had the
It
blood.
had fire and it had blood.
Yeah.
And it had houses and dragons.
All four of those things slamming together at high
All
velocity.
of those, yeah. In fact, yeah, and more or less all of those things, yeah. In just violent, explosive conflict, which is great. Great TV.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I will talk to you this week, or I'll talk to you soon, or whenever. And yeah, hope you're hanging out and staying cool in this summer, July, New England fucking heat wave that we're having.
Yeah. I like I said, I think it's kind of the whole North American continent.
It's just everyone. Yeah, it's just we're clear.
Yeah. Yeah.
I decided just a moment ago I'm going to say something like, thank you for listening to Maybe Will Fire and Blood. See you next week.
See you next week.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
Later.